The new trailer for episode 7 and 8 was shown at GlitchX, and between underground cathedrals and crucifixes, it just left us with more questions rather than answers. But I think between two key scenes and some concept art, I've come up with a theory about how not only Uzi and En's relationship will end, but the dismal fate that awaits Uzi at the end of the series. A big ongoing side plot for Uzi has been trying to discover what happened to her mother, Nori. We know that Nori was stabbed by one of the disassembly drone's tails, which made Khan have to put her out of her misery. So an ongoing question has been which disassembly drone killed Nori, and if you watched my short on this topic, I concluded that it could have only been Jay. But now with the teaser, I'm confident to say that it was N. Two of my biggest reasons I didn't believe it was N is because if it was N, Khan would have surely have told Uzi, but it's completely possible that the disassembly drone that did this had left as Nori was dying, and when Khan discovered her, he didn't get a good look at which disassembly drone it was. I wrote this off because if you pay attention in episode 1, N isn't sadistic like V and J, and tries to kill the disassembly drones as quickly as possible, and it would be uncharacteristic for him to just leave Nori to suffer. But when you think about it, this actually might be the most in-character thing for him to do under a very specific circumstance. What if Nori was N's very first victim and he couldn't bring himself to finish her off and cowardly left her behind to have the nanite acid kill her instead? This could be extremely in character for N since he had never wanted to hurt anyone before becoming a disassembly drone, and it probably took him a while to get used to killing worker drones, and more than likely had to be pushed by J and V to actually kill them instead of stabbing them once and running away. So how does the new teaser play into this theory? Well, we see for a brief moment in the teaser a white-gloved hand pushing against a door that leads to Nori's room. Now, who do we know that wears white gloves? Well, obviously Tessa. And what is it that Tessa wants? Uzi dead. As we know, Tessa wants N to help her kill Uzi to purge the Absolute Solver, but I don't think it's going to be a surprise to anyone when N rejects Tessa's offer and refuses to kill Uzi. This will cause Tessa to split off from the group and eventually find Nori's room, which will somehow have evidence that proves that N killed her. While N and Uzi are separated, Tessa will show this evidence to Uzi, so that Uzi turns against N and N has no other choice but to kill her in self-defense. After Tessa shows this evidence to Uzi, we get the scene where Uzi begins to laugh psychotically in the hallway we see from the very first trailer as she realizes that in this cruel world she lives in, where no one loves her, isn't it hilarious that the only person that she cares about killed Nori, who was the only person who loved her? In the very last scene of the teaser, we see Uzi with her head down in a distressed state after finding this information out, and violently begins to crush N's hand out of rage. Some people believe this is her being controlled by the Absolute Solver, but if you pay attention in episode 6, whenever she is under the Absolute Solver's control, the emblem on the back of her hand turns yellow, and the emblem on the back of her hand in this scene is still purple, meaning that she is still in full control and is deliberately hurting N, and the only thing that could ever make her want to hurt N is finding out that he killed Nori. After this, it's assumed that N and Uzi fight, as Liam Vickers himself said in a recent interview that there would be some fight scenes in the next 2 episodes. This could end well with Uzi forgiving N, which very well could be the scene where they are hugging while Uzi is crying, or if you look at this concept art for murder drones made by Liam Vickers himself, we see what seems to be a very depressed or exacerbated Uzi making an emote that is a slash through a symbol of a heart, which means she's either heartbroken or against love for some reason. Uzi has had a crush on N since episode 3 and never made any anti-love statements in episodes 1 or 2, so why would Liam draw this symbol? Well, plot twist, this is Uzi at the end of the series after she killed N and swore off love forever, and continues her life as a depressed loner who only gets joy from using magnets like we see Sam using in episode 4, which could also be why she looks so out of it. A lot of people say that the most depressing ending to murder drones is everyone dying, but if this theory is to be believed, this is much, much worse.
What did you just say about me, you little bitch?